Hi, my name is Dylan, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a floating frame today using this painting that I just painted. First things first, you're going to want to measure your canvas. So mine is 14 by 14 square. Yours is going to be something different. Depending on the reveal you want, the distance between your canvas and your wooden frame is going to determine the length of your wood. For example, I want a 1/4 inch reveal all the way around. And so my canvas is 14 by 14, which means I'm going to add a 1/2 inch to each piece of wood that I cut. So I'm going to do 14.5. That way, when I slide it over a 1/4 inch, it'll leave a 1/4 inch on both sides of the canvas. I'll show you. So here it is with the ruler on top, 14 inches. I'm gonna cut all my wood at 14.5 inches. That way, when I slide it over a 1/4 inch, it'll leave a 1/4 inch on both sides, you see? I didn't script this, nor did I even think I was going to be making this video right now, which is why I sometimes have trouble finding the words I need to use. So excuse me for that. Always remember, safety first. So now it's time to mark and cut our wood. I will be using a pencil, just in case I make any mistakes, but you can use whatever you want. Another thing to mention is I'm going to be cutting all of my corners at 45-degree angles, just because it looks nice. And so if I were to mark the 14.5 starting right here at the edge, I wouldn't be able to cut a 45 here because there's no room for it to be 14.5 inches long and also have a 45. So you have to keep that in mind. Usually I like to cut it at a 45 first and then measure. So I should just do that. I'm an idiot. After you have your 45 cut on one end, from the inside of the 45, you measure out 14.5 inches. So that would be over here, and then you mark it. This is where you will be making your next cut. Alright, now that I have both 45s cut, I'll show you what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Okay, so with the 14.5 inch cut, this is what it's going to leave me. A 1/4 inch on both sides. If you want a bigger gap, for example, a 1/2 inch gap around the whole thing, then you would add an inch extra to your pieces. So instead of 14.5 leaving a 1/4 inch gap, you would do 15 leaving a 1/2 inch gap. So that's how that works. Now we're gonna need some support pieces for the back of the canvas, and that's where these come in. Stand your outer frame up like this. Take your support pieces. You can just mark them with the pencil on the corners right here. Boop. Boop. And now you're going to want to cut those at 45s as well. That way when they're cut, they're flush with both ends of the outer frame, you see. Just like that. Cut the rest. And now that you've got everything cut up into size, now all you gotta do is sand it, clean it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Now it's time to assemble. I'm gonna use some wood glue and a frame clamp from Amazon. next step is going to be to nail it all together. Extra security, never have enough. So what we're going to be nailing is from the outside here through this outer frame into the support frame. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe like 3 or 4 down each side. Time to fill the nail holes. I like to just smash it in and kind of rub it around. Make sure it's in there. And then the rest will just kind of fall off. Knock it all off. And there you go. Time to do the rest. Now you're gonna want to sand it one more time. We can finally stain. Now that we've got the frame made and stained, it is time to insert the painting. I haven't even checked to see if it fits, so this is the first time right here. And then you just drop it in. Drop it. Alright, now to adjust, I like to just use like a pen or something thin to kind of push it around. So I see it obviously needs to go up on this side. So I just put that in there, push it up. Looks good. Yeah, it needs to come over this way. So I put it in the middle, push it over. Once you kind of have it where you want it, you're gonna want to use some playing cards. Well, I use playing cards anyways, just to hold its spot. So once you tip it up to nail it from the back, it'll move around obviously unless you have something to hold it there. So I like to use playing cards. And then you just keep filling the gap until you can't put any more cards in. Once you got the cards in there, you can stand it up and it should be fine. There. And that's another thing is that, you know, sometimes canvases aren't perfect. So if you make a perfect frame or a perfect box to put it in, sometimes the canvas just isn't perfect. Like, I can tell that, you know, it's closer over here than it is over here. But if I were to move it, then it would be too close down here and too far over here. So you just get it as close as you can get it. You set it and then you forget it. Now we nailed. So you pull it from the back. Just give it one right there in the middle. Give it another one over here. Alright, now it ain't going nowhere. Pretty much. I'm putting 3 nails in on each side. You might think it's overkill. I don't really care. Alright, it's done. There it is, dog shit. I'm kidding. And that is how you make a floating frame for your painting. Just a few steps. You could have something beautiful like this. By the way, this is for sale. So if you want to buy it, leave a comment, email me, DM me, call me. We'll work something out. Hit me up. If that was helpful to you, leave a comment, subscribe. If it wasn't, leave a comment. Subscribe. I don't care. Have a great day.